Happy Friday, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to go over the answer to that question I asked about the scale. So this is where people can get lost when you start talking about the major scale Ionian or the major scale pentatonic wise, right? So theoretically they're the same thing. The major minor boxes. It's just with uh, with the mode, you add a couple notes, right, to the major or minor boxes, and you end up with a mode, right? So here's our F sharp, right major, which someone called it and they were correct. But this is what I want you to hear. Same exact thing. It's just you're doing it on one string versus playing it in Ionian. Okay? So now, with that said, I'm trying to make this short because that way it's not too over and too long. After your seventh note, it repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So we got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so all you've done right there is repeated these notes in octaves. That's all. Okay? Now, what I will point out to you that it's a good thing to understand is that you have your F sharp here, your F sharp here. Hear that? And you have it here. The reason why it's important to understand that is because when you're playing pattern by position, that's going to be in there. It's not going to be so much in the way I'm playing this mode, because the mode, most of you'll see, it's kind of more diagonalish. Right? Where your major scale is more so that's different. But so I'm saying this as for you not to get confused. Like I said, look at the example I gave you in the beginning, right? Understanding that these notes just repeat, okay? They're not changing, they're just repeating from what we started, right? And as I have explained and showed you, so now you have kind of like a base setting of now you know what the major scale sounds like, right? And then you also have Ionian, right, which is number 1. Ionian, and that's where you start off. When you play the modes, you're going to start off in Ionian. That's how you're going to learn them. I'm not going to tell you all the modes. You can look back at lessons and they're all there. But the modes flow in a certain way. And if you don't play them in a certain way, you have to feel comfortable with all of them, and you have to understand how to get from mode to mode, because there are 3 major, 3 minor, and 1 half diminished mode. Okay, so you don't want to be playing a minor. You don't want to be playing in a minor mode when you have a major, like chord over it. It's some of it, you might get away with it a few times, but eventually you're not going to get away with it, and it's not going to sound that great. It's not going to be horrible, but it's not going to be the sound you want. So, with that being said, thanks for answering the question. You got it right. But my main objective was just for you guys to understand and to hear it, because for years I struggled, and I didn't, it was tough. So, um, just understand that, and then ask any questions if you have. I'll play, um, like Dorian next, and do Dorian on a single string. It's all about intervals. That if you can understand that the interval, everything is based from the major scale. So everything you've done is just changed one note. You either sharpened it or flattened it, and that gave you a different mode or a different major minor scale. Okay? So that's why you don't want to overthink it, but you want to have a good grasp of that going forward. You want to understand that. Because if not, you end up playing stuff you have no idea, and then, it's just an uncomfortable feeling if you're jamming with people and, they're playing something and you have no idea how to even, you know, get in there and play a little bit with them because you're not sure of the key, or all these things matter, and especially if you're gonna play with people, because it's good. It's just all good stuff to know. You'll never be caught out where you can't play, even if you're just playing the simple, blues pentatonic, right? Big deal. So maybe that's all you know in that particular key. Oh well, you just play in that little box and have a good time. So anyway, I'll be back again soon. Thanks you guys for the new subscribers, and keep watching out. I'll put stuff out, little things out here and there. I just want you guys to learn, because that's what it's all about. If not, I'm not doing nothing. If you want a private lesson, hit me up. I can do that, but it's going to cost a little bit, but it's going to be a little more tailored to you and to what you want to learn, as compared to what I'm learning, what I'm teaching, which is mostly rock and a little bit of metal. So rock and metal genre type stuff. The guitar is always going to be tuned to standard A440. So with that being said, you know that. And then I always play on this guitar out of this EMG 81. I never play out of the neck pickup because it's not hooked up. So anytime you hear this guitar, me playing, I'm not playing through the neck pickup, which hides mistakes, and you can play sloppy and get away with it. So, that being said, you guys have a good weekend, and I will see you again soon. Thank you again. Have a great weekend. Stay safe.